engines scream and roar. Northwest Truck Series is kicking down the door. Arca rigs are flying, dusting up the pines. Sasquatch in the stands, sipping moonshine. Feel the tires burn, hear the crowd ignite. iRacing's finest, day or night. From the Rockies to the coastal line, LSRTV's where the legends shine. Oh, Northwest Racing let the good times roll. These race covers got rebellious souls. Crank it up loud, hear the engine scream. And LSRTV is bringing you the stream. Northwest Racing reigns supreme. Three wide in the corner, engines revving high. A southern tradition beneath the northwest sky. Checkered flags are waving, hearts beat like a drum. Sasquatch roars for every single run. Feel the tires burn, hear the crowd ignite. iRacing's finest, day or night. From the Rockies to the coastal line, LSRTV's where the legends shine. Oh, Northwest Racing let the good times roll. These race covers got rebellious souls. Crank it up loud, hear the engine scream. And LSRTV is bringing you the stream. Northwest Racing reigns supreme. Guitars are slinging, tracks taking a groove. Northwest boys got nothing to prove. Grabbing gears and rubbing doors. Northwest racers always bringing more. Oh, Northwest Racing let the good times roll. These race covers got rebellious souls. Crank it up loud, hear the engine scream. And LSRTV is bringing you the stream. Northwest Racing reigns supreme. Watch Northwest Racing with Charles, Wesley, and Jeremy on LSRTV. And maybe Bigfoot too.
Hi, welcome to Day Motorsports. Come on, check out what we got.
Thank you for keeping Day Motorsports in business for over 50 years.
You've probably seen us all over the racing world and doing a lot of racing designs for events and race teams, but we also do a lot of stuff from small boutiques in small cities all the way up to Fortune 500 companies. Your brand deserves to be seen. We print on more than just shirts, hats, jackets, bags, and much, much more. Custom corporate branding starts here.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland, the voice of the Northwest Racing iRacing series on LSRTV, and proudly again on the Community Radio Network. As always, we're excited for another season of the best iRacing Pacific drivers of the Northwest, putting on a show that you all enjoy every Monday night. Join us also on LSRTV or listen on the Community Radio Network at wearecrn.com. The power of radio to the imagination of the listener, iRacing style, CRN, LSRTV for the Northwest Racing Series.
Well, here we are, folks. We have arrived at the legendary Boot Hill Speedway. $30,000 hangs in the balance this weekend.
The most I've ever raced for is $1,000, and this is $29,000 more than that.
Typically, one of these races pays $750 to $1,000 a win weekly. This race pays $1,000 just to start the event.
I don't even know how to put it in words, really. We've never raced for this much money.
It's the biggest factory stock race of the year.
We're leading the points back at home, and we walked away from that just to come out here and race for stuff like this.
They'd have the saying, if you want to race, the hill's the place, and there's a reason for that.
They can get all the way up on the fence or out around all the tires.
The competition it's insane. There's some really, really fast people there.
I looked it over last night. I think there's 16 different reigning track champions.
You're not gonna find anything better than what you're gonna find in the A feature here.
So you can kind of drive in really hard and just kind of roll up against the concrete wall and just kind of get a good run off.
This is my dream, to go off racing, go on tours. So just being here and trying to get my name out there means a lot.
I just love racing. I mean, if you love it, go chase your dream and just don't give up, because anything can happen.
The #1 motorsport simulation in the world, iRacing. LSRTV, your home for sim racing, and the Community Radio Network welcomes you to coverage. Season 12, the final race of the regular season. This is Talladega. Good evening and welcome to our coverage. Alongside with Jeremy Stanley, I am Wesley Outland. Charles Wooten is punching the buttons in the Rocket Racing Media production studio in Texas. And Jeremy, I can't believe this, man. We have reached the end of the regular season. At night's end, we will know who will be going to the playoffs in 2 weeks. Good evening.
Good evening. And, Talladega is going to be the one that decides it all, right? Not a normal track, not a cookie cutter, not a short. Nope. The most wild card track of them all. Talladega is going to be that final deciding factor. And I expect a lot of chaos. I expect some good 3 wide. There's going to be a lot of things that go down tonight, including my voice cracking. So you guys get to partake in that as well. But it should be a very fun, exciting Talladega race here this evening.
Why is Talladega... obviously, we'll look at race information very quickly. There it is, no fast repair, 100% fuel capacity. These drivers, of course, will have 3 sets of tires plus the additional set that they qualified on, that they started the race for. 3 more in the pits, and 100 laps the distance here. Why is Talladega, if you will, Jeremy, such a wild card? Why is it one of these races where you really never know the unknowns and how it can really change everything? And if there's a guy on the outside looking in, or somebody that's trying to propel themselves to try to go to the playoffs or just get off the schneid and get back to victory lane, Talladega can provide that.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch the real world NASCAR stuff, every time they go to a super speedway, it's usually someone who sneaks in 20th, 30th in points. All of a sudden they got a ticket punched into the playoffs. Something can happen, 2 laps into a restart, they're all 2-3 wide, and someone gets hooked in the right rear, takes out 20 cars, and the guy is sitting in 40th place, just kind of mind his own business. All of a sudden, boom, he's got a top 20 without any extra work done for him. So that's just a couple of the reasons why this place is such a wild card for the schedule, and especially season's end for the regular season.
Well, without that, We're about ready to go and give you the starting lineup as we're about ready to introduce the field here at Talladega. We will give you the weather conditions in just a moment, but first, it is time to go racing. Final race of the regular season here for season 12. The playoffs will be determined after tonight. Ryan Bloom is on the pole in the number 25, and Roy Grande in the Taco Bell 11 to his inside. Outside, row number 2 inside, Kevin Smith in the 00, and Dennis Moore, what a year he's had in the 44 for Win Racing. Row 3, Tyler King, it's the 21, and Robert Gamble, good to see him back in the 54. Row number 4 on the grid, Frank Harris after a top 3 finish in Martinsville last week, and Paul Newton, the road course king, ready to tame the high banks of Talladega. Your top 10 will find Christopher White and Josh Childress, the upstart, rookie year, continuing to have a great season. Jeremy, he'll start 10th, row 5.
Row 6, Stephen Bartlett in the 23, and then to his outside in 12th, Troy Daggett in the 99. Row 7, 13th place, Chris Kynes, and to the outside of him, the 73 of Corey Elkelberger. Row 8, 15th, Sean Brightsman, and then to his outside in 16th place, Jeb Stabnow in the 24. Row 9, Dan Lowther, and then on his outside, the number 7 of Brett Johnson. Row 10, 19th place, John Ottenbacher, and to round out the top 20, Stephen Paulson. And then the final row here this evening, row 11, 21st, Toby Ritters, and Scott Hutchison in the 91 is the caboose for tonight's starting lineup.
So 22 cars ready to go, 22 trucks, if you will, ready to go here tonight at Talladega as the field will begin their preliminary laps. It will be, again, 100 miles the distance. If anybody has ever been on the Talladega Super Speedway, you know that this is a pretty interesting racetrack, obviously. 2.66 miles in length, 33 degrees of banking in the corners, exactly in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And they're going to go 266 miles here tonight. That's 100 laps, 2.66 miles. So that is the distance of where they'll go here, 100 laps here. It's a very weird number, an odd number, but that is what we'll see here tonight, Jeremy.
Yep, very hot. I don't think it'll provide too much of an issue for the handling. These trucks are usually planted at Talladega. So being air temp 85, it's going to be about normal cooling, a little bit of spacing, a little bit of pushing. 3 wide's always the question. They recently changed the aerodynamics of these trucks. Was it about 7 weeks ago when the update came out? Yeah. And I've seen a little bit more of the 3 wideness, but it definitely takes a second or third person who knows how to get it done on the outside, pushing as much as they can. But it's only short-lived, so it might be one of those deals where you save that as a back pocket item for the final couple laps.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. We'll see what happens here as they're rounding around turn number 3 and 4. About ready to get this thing started. As again, we are ready to go 266 miles. That's 100 laps around the Talladega Super Speedway. I know that's kind of an odd number, but that's exactly what it will be. We're ready to see what goes on as these drivers prepare to take on Talladega. Pace truck is in. Here comes the field into the tri-oval. Remember, at Talladega, they got to go through the tri-oval to get to start finish heading towards turn number 1. They are doing that as they work their way into the United Rentals restart zone for the initial start. Green flag is in the air. It's Bloom. It's Grande. It's a dead heat for the green flag. Whole shot. Grande on the outside. Here comes Bloom powering back, and they're side by side into turn 1.
Here we go. Opening laps 1 and 2 as the inside is way more formed up there on the outside, just now getting together, which will be 5 trucks in line. You get to turn 3, they'll have a couple on the tail, but right now the 25, 44, 00, all with lane choice. They get to turn 3. Roy Grande gets to the double, or the side of the 00. Kevin Smith does the 44, stick with the 25.
Here they come, working their way now off the corner out of turn number 4 into the tri-oval. 1 lap in when they come to the start-finish line. in a Ted stop on the inside. It's Dennis Moore right behind teammate Ryan Bloom. Outside lane gets figured up here with the 9 in that mix. That, of course, is that driver right there. I want to say that's Robert Gamble, but Tominton Scorn is showing him in the 54. He is going to hook up with Bloom, and they work the back straightaway now.
Top 10 all side by side here in turn number 3 on lap number 2. The 44 Dennis decided to stick with the 25 Ryan Bloom, in which, you know, teammates working together on the inside here. The outside's a little more discombobulated when it comes to teamwork. Can they get it done right now? The 9 has to lift early off of Roy Grande. It allows the 25 and the 44 to clear once more. Complete lap number 2, still 25 at the helm.
So that is Robert Gamble. Tominton Scorn has him in a 54. He is in the number 9. He's up on the outside lane behind the back of Roy Grande's truck. There's Paul Newton up on the outside as well. They work their way down the back straightaway. Dealing inside, it's Ryan Bloom. Bloom now on the bottom, works his way with his now circle of friends to the inside as they now nestle their way up the racetrack into turn number 3.
Very safe formation on the inside, a lot more to the inside, not so many drivers on the outside, and they're really spaced out here to open up this race. So not too much pressure to get to the front if you're in 10th place or back. You just kind of hang it tight. You see the gap right there, big gap outside the top 10 between the first and second pack, if you will, as they're kind of just hanging on, resting where they're at here to turn number 1 and 2 to start lap number 4. And it looks like it's going to hold the same exact formation as it has the previous 3 laps.
Keep an eye on that outside lane. Right now it's kind of quiet. For how long, though, will be a very good idea or question of what that will turn out to be, as right now they work their way now into the corner. Here they come off turn 4. This is Talladega working through the triover. Here they come. Back down to the line on the inside. Ryan Bloom now the leader, but Grande has got a big push from Robert Gamble. And now Dennis Moore, Kevin Smith, Tyler King, all behind the leader, Ryan Bloom. They try to get a third lane going and can't get it started. That's Roy Grande. He's got no choice but to get up in the slipstream back in front of the front bow of the 9 of Gamble as they work off 2.
The outside's got a decent chance to try to take over the race lead if they can get there. And if they do, does it sustain? That's the question here. The outside has 5 trucks or 6. The inside has about 20, it feels like, as they're just all on cruise control. 3 and 4 exiting turn 4 now. 44-25 still have lane choice single. Awesome help here from Gamble, who's confusing me. He's supposed to be in 54 and he's got 9 on the side, but not going to get the 11 to the front at that time. Ryan Bloom still your race leader.
Working now down the back stretch. Get shuffled in line, trying to go from the high side back to the bottom. That's Grande. Now we get a third lane started. Well, they tried to, and then as soon as it did get going, they quickly shut the door. And I'll be honest with you, Jeremy, I think it's too early to try to get a third lane going. It's too early to try to go 2 and 3 wide right now, or 3 and 4 wide right now. Get in line, knock some laps off, get to halfway. Then we'll start to see this strategy. Right now, these guys just kind of maybe jumping out of line a little too early. This is a 100-lap race at Talladega, and you're only on lap number 6. That's it.
Yeah, there's no stage or anything, so there's no reason to push the issue. The only time you want to push the issue if you're coming close to field mileage and you need to enter the pit road on the inside lane. That's about it. Everything else right now, you still have 94 to go, so plenty of time to figure out what you're going to do. No, oh, well, here we go. First caution, Troy Dega just got manhandled in a turn 3. We're going to need the ambulance out there in turn 3 from 99 Troy Dega, but there's a couple more drivers involved as he washed back down the track. Brings up the first caution on lap 7.
Yellow flag is out. We're on lap number 6, actually. Caution out over the speedway as they are working now through 3 and 4 to complete lap 7, and the yellow flag will come out here for an incident. Jeremy, you saw it happen off of turn number 3 and 4, maybe a little too aggressive, and we kind of said this is not what we needed to see. Well, Troy Daggett getting the short end of this deal. Look at this, and Corey Eckelbarger did not lift one iota. Man, he did not lift whatsoever to help him.
No, I mean, you talked about not going aggressive, not going 3 and 4 wide. Well, maybe not putting the bumper to someone entering turn 3 5 rows back wasn't the right call either, but he didn't expect Troy Daggett to make the move to the inside. He chased him, and then that's when you get that right rear tag. So it was just a racing deal overall, but maybe just a little too aggressive with the bumper overall in the middle of the back.
So a caution flag coming out. We got to wonder if they're going to be coming down to the pit lane here. I just don't see anybody coming down pit road right here this early in the race. Do you, Jeremy?
It's questionable. Fuel mileage is about, 30-ish laps. Looks like they're not coming down, at least the leaders. Or you're approaching a third of the way through that fuel mileage. So some drivers might have liked the top off and expect maybe a long route at this point. But for the most part, I would say no, we're just going to stay out and log some laps.
Well, we're just getting started at Talladega, so we'll log off and thank some sponsors. We are back with more in just a moment. Our first caution of the race involving Corey Eckelbarger in to Troy Daggett. More trucks involved innocently, and we have our first yellow of the night here at Talladega.
Hi, welcome to Day Motorsports. Come on, check out what we got.
Thank you for keeping Day Motorsports in business for over 50 years.
You've probably seen us all over the racing world and doing a lot of racing designs for events and race teams, but we also do a lot of stuff from small boutiques in small cities all the way up to Fortune 500 companies. Your brand deserves to be seen. We print on more than just shirts, hats, jackets, bags, and much, much more. Custom corporate branding starts here.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland, the voice of the Northwest Racing iRacing series on LSRTV and proudly again on the Community Radio Network. As always, we're excited for another season of the best iRacing Pacific drivers of the Northwest putting on a show that you all enjoy every Monday night. Join us also on LSRTV or listen on the Community Radio Network at wearecrn.com. The power of radio to the imagination of the listener, iRacing style, CRN, LSRTV for the Northwest Racing Series.
Well, here we are, folks. We have arrived at the legendary Boot Hill Speedway. $30,000 hangs in the balance this weekend.
The most I've ever raced for is $1,000, and this is $29,000 more than that.
Typically, one of these races pays $750 to $1,000 a win weekly. This race pays $1,000 just to start the event.
I don't even know how to put it in words, really. We've never raced for this much money.
It's the biggest factory stock race of the year.
We're leading the points back at home, and we walked away from that just to come out here and race for stuff like this.
They'd have the saying, if you want to race, the hill's the place, and there's a reason for that.
They can get all the way up on the fence or right around all the tires.
The competition it's insane. There's some really, really fast people there.
I looked it over last night. I think there's 16 different reigning track champions.
you're not gonna find anything better than what you're gonna find in the 8 feature here.
So you can kind of drive in really hard and just kind of roll up against the concrete wall and just kind of get a good run off.
This is my dream, to go off racing, go on tours. So just being here and trying to get my name out there means a lot.
I just love racing. I mean, if you love it, go chase your dream and just don't give up, because anything can happen.
Hey, we're back here at Talladega as we are about to go back for a restart. Jeremy Stanley, I'm Wesley Outland. Nobody came down to the pit lane that was in the top 7 but Jeremy. Everybody else behind Tyler King, they did come down to the pits and take on, it looks like, a set of tires.
They did, and there's still 3 on pit road, all of which were involved in that wreck just a few laps to go. But we're going to see what happens on this first official restart happening, starting on lap 11 as Ryan Bloom, Roy Grande, Dennis Moore is your top 3. Just waiting for the restart zone. They're there. Green flag is back in the air as the 11 gets a good launch. He's going to almost get to the line passing the 25 of Ryan Bloom. Now here comes the 9 and the 77. They're going to try to tag along, but no, they kind of back a little bit there, Wes. That allows for the 25 and 44 to get at it once more.
Back for the restart as they work their way down that back straightaway now, as of course the volume, Cody, on yours, buddy. Yeah, all that. Ryan Bloom, excuse me, on the inside. He's got Dennis Moore to the bottom. And look at Roy Grande trying to get something going up top as they work into turn number 3. Look at the tribute to Ozzy Osbourne. Yes, the Prince of Darkness is riding with Robert Gamble, and he is ready to bark at the moon as he makes a move on the outside with the 11 as they work off in the tri-oval out of 4.
We just, Hulk Hogan paint scheme out here, then we are A-okay here. As we now start top 12 here, the 25 is still lane choice. Roy Grande doing what he can. He's given a ton of space. I noticed that whole first section of green flag laps. Now to start off this second section,
right,
same deal. Like you talked about, not putting that pressure on him. He's got great speed up there. He's got a nose over the 25 this time down the back straightaway, finally. But keeping the pressure off to have this long green flag. Ooh, man, this gamble.
Wow, hold on there. Boy, just got a little aggressive for just a moment. That was Gamble going after Grande, and now you're seeing Dennis Moore set his sights on Ryan Bloom, the leader. It has been Ryan Bloom all race right now as we have completed now 12 of 100 laps, working lap 13, and Ryan Bloom back on the inside again as they work into turn number 1 there, Jeremy.
Yeah, the inside still, the top 3 just been doing very well. Steven Paulison has been giving a ton of room as the 4th truck on the inside. The outside's finally starting to get back together here as the Gamble and Roy Grande Jr. combo is trying. They're at the 44 now, working on the 25.
And they worked their way again down into that corner, put another lap on the board. Ryan Bloom right now being the guy that's in that top spot here in the early going. Thanks for everybody that's joining us, for those that are watching. We'll be at Talladega tonight.
Wes had a fantastic mic little issue there, so that came out extra loud. Apologize to anyone who had to speak straight up for that, but looks like that's all settled here. Yep, it was just only for a second. You're good. You sounded like you just came from the Transformers movie, but we are back.
Are you Samuel J. Whitney, descendant of Archibald Whitney? Come here,
that was a very good impression, actually. He's the voice actor for Megatron out there in space.
Peter Cullen, man. That's the guy's name, Peter Cullen.
Okay. Well, thank you, Peter, for that. Appreciate you popping in here and giving us a voiceover.
Optimus Prime. Look at this now. Here comes Gamble on the high side trying to get around Roy Grande. Well, I'll tell you what, Jeremy, I got to give props to Roy Grande, man. What a good run he's got for him in that number 11, the purple truck, the Taco Bell machine. Late night run for the border. Looking good.
Wait a minute. What was that song?
Late night run for the
fourth
border.
meal truck. Run for the border. All right. As I love how his helmet turns from like bright yellow smiley face into dark shade with a flick of a switch halfway down the front straightaway. I just noticed that as we got one of the lap trucks there getting past, involved in that wreck early. I think that was Brightsman, if I'm not mistaken. But the outsides just cannot get that speed. Oh, we got numbers. They're just looking at engine compartments, making sure everything's up to spec. There we go. That was an interesting camera. Rear bumper all over inside the front grill. But this is riding on board that number 11 Roy Grande, running on the roll-on camera. Like from what they see, that was a 2.5 mile track.
Back across the line, back into turn number 1. Here we go again. Bloom on the inside. Dennis Moore, Roy Grande, right there, side by side with one another, fighting for that spot. As they work their way back into the corner into turn number 3. Look at Lowther now. Stan Lowther starting to poke into the top 10. He can get around Paul Newton. All this happens as they work their way off that 33 degrees of banking here at Talladega. Now back into the tri-oval. Here comes that virtual thundering herd. Ryan Bloom still in the lead as they work back off 4.
25, 44, double zero. Teammates are just working so well in the inside lane. It's just the current amount of drivers and what drivers in what positions. There's probably not much competition to be had. I'm kind of surprised they run this inside so competitively. Usually if I hop into an official session or call out, they usually have more speed on the outside and they're able to clear or double clear from the top down to the bottom. But in tonight's case, it's opposite. It's just the inside is controlled so well, and it's probably because it's teammates versus everybody else. And look at them, they're just so into each other's bumpers and just pacing, keeping that airflow on the nose and still keeping speed at the same time.
Going to remind you again that this is the last race of the regular season. The finish out tonight. The playoffs will be determined. The only frustrating thing is that Sim Racer Hub, aka formerly known as Dan Lisa, is down. They're either doing website updates or maintenance, or the servers crashed. We don't know. But all the fancy statistics and information that we use for prep and on the air is not available. So we'll have to wait until actually it all updates manually, if you will, or they put it in the computer, Jeremy, to let us know who the 12 are that are going to the postseason. Unless it gets back up and going by the end of the night.
Very inconvenient timing for us because these guys watching this broadcast want to know who's going to the playoffs. We can't tell unless magical reasons. They get back live midnight Eastern Standard Time. I don't foresee that being a thing, but you never know. These servers can be based in California. They can be based overseas. So we'll find out as we get 80 more laps completed if they can get that running for us. But top, bottom, everyone there west just maintaining the same pace. And quick shout out to the 2 guys on YouTube, or 2 people I should say. We got Mackenzie Lowther saying, "Let's go, Dad." And Ryan Bergstrom saying, "Go Grande or home," or go home rather. So
Grande, you can't be in second or third. You need to be P1 though.
Being first or last, right?
That's right. Got daughters cheering on dad. Saying, hey, first or last. That's up to you.
You say we're not broadcasting in 4K? What happened? We're in 4K.
Actually,
I'm seeing it in 4K.
Yeah, we can produce in 4K on YouTube.
Look at us, 4K on YouTube. Well, we have to work on that, don't we, Charlie?
It's funny how I get YouTube coming in much clearer than the live feed that we get to watch.
Yeah, we're on the YouTube feed than what we're seeing on the screen. Yeah.
Beautiful sight here. And running 4K. So these LSRTV people, they know what they're doing. Or the lack thereof, depending on your Charles. Three wide, by the way. Roy Grande's to the back. He has Childress with him, and they're struggling. They're dropping back. I talked about it as they go home or go first, and he's going home. It looks like he's backing it up.
Working their way down the back stretch just right now, trying to get a third lane started is Robert Gamble. There you see the Ozzy Osbourne throwback for the tribute for the night of Ozzy Osbourne. It's normally in a 54. We are 3 wide in 2-3 rows now behind the top 3 single file on the bottom, led by Bloom, Moore, and Smith. By the way, those are all Win Racing trucks on the bottom of the inside. Making it 3 wide. Stay 3 wide again, Jeremy, up the bank it in 2.
Yeah, Mr. Chubbs is doing great. Trying to push Grande where he needs to be, but 2 trucks, third lane. Overheat. They're just going to drop back. They need to rely on some side draft. Get a third partner up there. Maybe someone drops in front of the number of runners. They take his really cooled off engine and push for a little bit. There's a couple things that need to happen, but it's not working. Chris Kynes by himself passes Roy Grande. He gets in there. Inside now, 5 or 6 deep, single file. And technically there's a little bit of 3 wide action for a row or 2 here. They start off lap number 25. So much space. Very good.
Up top now, down the back straightaway. Here we go, 3 by 3 again. Look at Sean Greitzman wants to stick his nose into the battle.
This guy's got a good chance here. He's got a couple of strong partners behind him. He and they make any progression into the top 3. They're so close to cracking the code.
Picking up Sean Greitzman 7 laps down. Is that accurate?
Yeah, he was part of that original wreck. He had a lot of repairs done to that truck.
Man.
That caution helped him out drastically. But clearly he's up to speed. He's got it. Oh, he's going to leave Roy Grande, leaving Childress out to dry on the outside. So yeah, Sean Greitzman up to speed.
Does look really good right there. 26 of 100 laps. So we're 25 laps into this thing here. 75 to go. Still a long way in this event. 1/4 is completed. Ryan Bloom, the leader. Dennis Moore, second. Kevin Smith, third. Roy Grande, fourth. And Robert Gamble, your top 5. Then it's Frank Harris, Chris Kynes, Josh Childress, Dan Lowder, Jeff Stabnow, the top 10. As he falls back to 10th, Lowder and Stabnow fighting for that 10th position all the while. 1 caution flag so far in the race. They work the back straightaway again on the inside with Bloom in the lead there, Jeremy.
The top 7 did not come down to make their first pit stop this evening. So we're just kind of waiting on that notion of when they do so, which would make them be able to run this race. It still would have to be a 3 total stop event, even for the people that did pit on lap 7 and 8. So that'd be fun to watch if it goes green the whole way. If the 7 drivers who did not pit, do not lead the rest of the numbers who did pit.
Everybody rumbles down the back straightaway now, heading to that 3rd turn. Tonight, regular season finale. The playoffs will be determined by night's end. And remember also, we are taking off next week. When we come back, it will be the race to the championship. And the playoffs will begin.
Give all the drivers a breather and let the 16 just hash it out 2 weeks from today. That's where we're on the final 3rd of the overall 2025 Northwest Racing Truck Series. And I wish we could produce some points. I keep checking that link there, Wes. We still got a dead page. I'm going to keep checking every 5 laps or so. It's got to come back.
Yeah, I just checked it myself. I sure did. I just checked it myself. Bet you there are a lot of people asking what's the deal? What happened?
It got to be, right? Look at Braitzman, by the way. The wrecked truck. 7 laps down, pushing Childress into 2nd place momentarily. He's trying, man. He's trying everything. And maybe, just maybe, get him to the front.
I will tell you this much. I will tell you this much, Jeremy. After tonight, July 28th, Talladega, that race going on, we take off next Monday. When we come back, it will be at Gateway. That's the playoffs, the round of 16. And that'll be at Gateway, Charlotte, and Kentucky for the first round. If you are a playoff driver of the 16 drivers and you win the race, you're in the semifinal, into the 2nd round. My apologies. You're into the 2nd round. Something to think about this year is they kind of changed up the way they do the playoffs. Work the back stretch. It's Bloom in the lead. I will tell you the round of 16, as I mentioned, come back on Monday, August 11th. I can't forget that day, Jeremy. It's my brother's birthday, even though he's in Australia. It's his birthday. Gateway, Worldwide Technology Raceway. And then, of course, then we're going to Charlotte and then Kentucky.
Speaking of technology, it's loading slow, but I've got some points pulled up, and I've got a schedule.
Oh, is Sim Racer Hub got the rabbit back
Click
on the wheel
your
again?
link. Give it about 5 to 10 seconds per page.
Extra on the wheel
Got
spinning.
stuff pulled up. We're coming back before the race is over. So I'm gonna kind of go over the bubble drivers. As we speak here, we have, let's see, no drivers outside the top 16 that have a victory. So there's not going to be any ones that sneak in unless it comes from tonight on the bubble. John Ottenbacher sits P16.
Right.
15th is Frank Harris. 14th is Stabnow. That's your top 3 in. Dana Rogers, Corey Alcobarger, and Scott Hutchison are the ones trying to race in. And here comes pit stops for the first. Oh, there's a crash.
Oh no!
One truck
Getting hit it.
around
Oh
in
no!
the 4 drivers involved. That's not how
That
you
is
want to do
Stephen
that.
Bartlett.
4.
That is Stephen Paulison. That's Robert Gamble, and that is Frank Harris.
What a mess.
Roy
What a
Grande and
mess.
Frank Harris are getting black flags, is what we're being told from race control.
Jeez. To have
Man,
4
oh,
or 5 drivers come down pit road and they all crash out, Wes. Well, that plan went to nothing, so we're going to have to reset that idea.
No caution, by the way. We stay green.
That's wild. I've not seen that many drivers, percentage-wise, in a wreck on pit road. Here we go, round number 2. Oh no, Toby Ritters. God, man. Pit
Your
road.
replay of what happened.
These guys, he just yeeted him across the infield. These guys not practicing much pit road stops, apparently. Wow. Toby Ritters just full send university right through the infield. Can we go for a 3-peat?
We'll stay green, by the way.
No admin caution for that.
And that puts you in a big hole. Am I right, Jeremy? Where not only do you get busted and get a black flag or an EOL penalty, especially now you got to come down pit lane, suffer a penalty, and you're still under green flag conditions. I mean, you literally put yourself in a bad hole where you might not get out of it.
All those drivers that went to the grass most likely got an unsafe pit road violation, 40-second hold in the box. So that's going to put them all 1 lap down minimum, plus any damage that they might want to elect to take to get repaired. So on now, you got your top 13 inside the lead lap. First one is Mr. Bartlett, the 23. In 14th place, but yeah, that shuffled a lot of good drivers out if there's not another caution.
Hey, by the way, quick reminder that the ARCA Northwest Series that we broadcast on Thursday night will not be on the air. We are off this upcoming Thursday. We will come back on August the 7th, and they will be at Talladega, Jeremy. 76 laps at Talladega on next Thursday night, August the 7th. By the way, we are off next Monday night. Just want to emphasize that, okay? So we're racing tonight. We're off this Thursday. We're off next Monday. We come back the following Thursday, August the 7th, and then the playoffs August 11th. You with me, Jeremy? Kind of caught up on that?
And I always had scratch a lot of leagues decide to not just take the 1 calendar week off and stagger it instead. It's always been interesting on my end. But who am I who's building these schedules? Who am I to talk to about that? But yeah, we're back. Not Monday, not this Thursday, but the following Thursday we're back.
Yes.
So we got about a week.
And by the way, very quickly, we're at the top of the hour. We'll pause fast for 10 seconds of station identification. The Community Radio Network.
Community Radio Network. WCRN 87.9 FM. Clayton, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
For joining us. We're back here at the Talladega Super Speedway, the world's fastest racetrack. Super Speedway, 2.66 miles. 33 degrees of banking, that long back straightaway where they are right now. And how about Josh Childress leading the way? He's got Sean Brightsman in front of him, but it is the 39 of Josh Childress in front leading. And Jeremy, we ain't heard nothing from him since he won the All-Star Open in Charlotte.
Yeah. I mean, he's here leading right now, virtue of pit cycle and whatnot. But I thought that would have been a huge momentum boost for him, and it's just been kind of stagnant since that moment. So maybe coming in the playoffs, it'll change up some mindsets. Get him into race-winning form once more. He's got some strong competition when it comes to these playoffs.
Welcome you back to the Alabama 266 here at the virtual Talladega Superspeedway. Jeremy Stanley, I am Wesley Alton. For those that are watching on the LSRTV platforms or listening on the Community Radio Network at CRN.com, 87.9 FM. We roll into halfway, quickly approaching in about 11 laps here, Jeremy.
Yeah, we certainly are. We are 11 laps shy. You can see in the halfway mark. That's 100 lap event at Talladega Superspeedway. The pit road has had all the action, every single ounce of it, minus the wreck earlier in the going, lap 6 or 7 it was when 99 got hooked into turn 3. The racing after that's just been this, a lot of spaced outness, not conceding contact, racing like this, Wes. So this is classic mid-form single race Talladega where you just follow the leader until it's go time, which is basically after the last pit stop.
You're exactly right. .100 laps again, no fast repair. 2 attempts at overtime if need be. Caution laps obviously count. 3 sets of tires plus the original set they started the race on. Start zone is enabled. And obviously, as we said, a lot hangs in the balance because this is the final race. Oh my goodness, Sim Racer Hub is back. Oh! Dennis Moore is coming into the race with the points lead. 19 over Ryan Bloom. Now remember, the guy that you better keep an eye on, the number is 16. And here comes more guys coming down pit lane. And one of those guys that are trying to make the Fast 16 to go to the playoffs, Jeremy, is Jeff Stabnow. It has been him on pit road. Other guys are pitting on pit lane. And right now, Jeff Stabnow, 14th in points. No wins this year, but if you can finish in the top 16 by points, you are going to the playoffs.
100% right. And pit stops were wreck-free this time around. But I think I heard Charles Wooten say the 39, this man with a pit penalty too fast, entering 42nd hold for who was the race leader on pit entrance.
Josh Childress, the 39. Josh Childress. Penalty for Josh Childress. He was the leader. Now he's being held for a penalty for 40 seconds. Watch this now. Entering pit road. I wonder if something, he got into Brightsman.
Oh my, hot Lanta.
He didn't get on the binders, coming in hot and spun around, Jeremy. Wow.
Yeah, that was kind of wild. 2 guys completely just missing their mark. What was it, 20 mile an hour faster than pit limit?
Yeah, why would you do that?
Yeah, Mackenzie Lowther just saying, what is happening on pit road? Great question. There's been a lot of hiccups tonight on pit road, let me tell you.
Man, oh man. That is now Smith in the lead. That's Kevin Smith, Win Racing. His 238th career start in the Northwest Series tonight. Looking for his 10th career win. If he was to win tonight, it would be his 50th top 5 and his 100th top 10, Jeremy. And those still hang in the balance even if he can't win tonight.
That's true. I'm glad Sim Racer Hub is back to give us those numbers that we are oh so dire to get to and look them over and talk about them. We'll try to keep up to date on his points position. Just kind of rotate around. We got to see who doesn't have a win that's outside the top 16 that's going to sneak their way in. As we get closer and closer to the end of this race, 6-7 laps left before we to halfway. Top 5 is Kevin Smith, Dennis Moore, Ryan Bloom, Tyler King, Paul Newton. So far, all running the inside here through 3 and 4 this time.
Working on forward, closing in on halfway. By the way, Sean Breitzman is 7 laps down, but his truck is so good, Jeremy, he could hang with the lead pack. We saw that now. As here comes Chris Kynes down to the inside. He'll put the Napa know-how, 57 to the 6th position, by the way. That was the battle between 6, 7, 8, 9, and the lap machine of Breitzman. There you see also the driver of Childress, Josh Childress, now 1 lap down after his penalty, leading coming down pit road here.
Any penalty at Talladega when it stays green flag is huge. You're not gonna get that back unless you get a caution. This field is really spaced out. These are 6 trucks right here that are they're on the lead lap, but look at the time difference there. 5 seconds. And when you have 2 sets of trucks that are just single file all the way through, it's very, very difficult, if even impossible, to get that gap from 5 seconds back to them. They got to do some crazy amount of bumper-to-bumper action, maximize cooling where they can, still maintain speed or outsurface. They're along for the ride to finish, 6th through 10th.
And we are closing in on the halfway mark of this one right now, putting lap number 46 on the board. Working lap 47, it is Kevin Smith in the lead. There he is, Kevin Smith, Win Racing boss. That top position right now. Looking good.
They're definitely looking good. Goes in here where they got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trucks now technically in line here. This is for the front run. You can see the number game. The guys that are 6th on back, they went from 4.8 to 6.3 in just a couple laps. I was trying to get some cloud cover, at least over turn 1 and turn 2 of this massive facility known as Talladega Super Speedway. And that gap is growing 6.7, 6.8. So this is just, this is going to go on for another 15, 20 laps minimum. So it'll be
something like that.
A third of the track away from them by the time the green flag pit stops roll back around.
Jeremy, it's been almost close to a year since Kevin Smith has been in victory lane with the Northwest Racing Series. His last victory was on August the 12th, 2024 in the Northwest Racing Series trucks at Chicagoland Speedway.
Well, he's put himself in a great spot with his teammates. Will the teammates let him win in? 44-25. I think they each got their own checkered flag this season, right? So, will they let... Who's not in points, by the way. Kevin Smith does not need the points for the win. He's good. But
he's in the top 12 with
flag.
the points out of 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 12 out of 16.
Yes,
but you
he's
want to
good.
win because with this
Yeah,
win,
checkered
it
flag.
propels you like what? Up 4 or 5 spots. I mean,
Dennis Moore's got 4 wins. Ryan Bloom 1. So let's get the third teammate to check the flag on. What better place to do it in Talladega?
you're right. Top 16 will move into the playoffs at the end of the night. Right now, moving into tonight's event, it would be drivers without wins, including Brett Johnson, Troy Daggett, Kevin Smith, Josh Childress, Jeff Stabnow, Frank Harris, and John Audenbacher. Drivers on the outside looking in tonight include Dana Rogers, Corey Eckelbarger, Scott Hutchinson, Chris Kynes, the top 20, who kind of mathematically, within the points differential, Jeremy, have a chance to possibly punch their ticket into the top 16 to go to the playoffs. Oh, and by the way, we're halfway this time by. 50 down and 50 to go, sir.
We have made it with 3 pit road incidents. We made it to halfway into the final regular season race. Racing Truck Series down the back straightaway. These same trucks still in line. Not a single pass effort to be found as the guys 6th through 10th are back to 7.2 seconds back. Slowly still losing grasp of any sight. These guys currently in the top 5.
Dennis Moore come into tonight's race with the points lead. He is currently number 2 on the racetrack, pushing Kevin Smith. Now, we talked about this, Jeremy. Remember, Ryan Bloom has 1. Dennis Moore has 4 wins. Think about your win racing teammate. You want to try to help Kevin Smith get a victory. The more drivers that win and go to the playoffs, that's more of a chance for Win Racing to possibly win the championship.
Go through 3 and 4 here. Let's see, I'm trying to look at any other situations that might pop up through this point situation. Me and Tally, this is why I call it wild card, man. You're searching for possibilities that could happen. But I think we've kind of covered most of them, so it'd be kind of cool since the teammates really have control of this race to see that get the checkered flag and give everyone on the team one before the playoffs start, before you just go, hey, it's on everyone for themselves at this point. But looking at the 58 here, Paulison, he's currently P10, 36 seconds back of the race leader, so that's 2/3 of the track essentially a lap down away from Kevin Smith on lap 53 now. I would imagine the first pit stops that happen, we're probably going to now come down, I would say at the end of the 50s, so around 60, 61, we might see our next round of race stops.
Yeah, right now, obviously, some drivers are praying for a caution flag. Other ones are saying, no, let's stay green. Let's continue here. And one of the things we know is that if we do stay under green flag conditions and then we have green flag pit stops again, Jeremy, all this is going to do is continue to increase the margin of separation from all of the competitors around the racetrack right now. If you're looking at a track map like I am, you're seeing now 3 different groups of traffic. You've got the one coming to start finish right about now that you're watching. Our camera, if they can pick up another group, they're coming through the tri-oval right now. And then there's another pack of traffic, Jeremy, going down the backstretch heading to turn number 3. So there's 3 wads of traffic, and they're all in their own little world racing each other right now.
Yeah. I mean, you got the smallest pack, which is 10th, 11th, and 12th, at least as far as being on the lead lap is concerned. So I have a few lap down cars like this pack right here. These are not all for position. They got 7 drivers in here, and really the only top 5 are for points. So you got 2 or 3 that are out. They're just kind of hanging on, maybe to get their lap back, which looks like trying to see, is that Frank Harris there in the 777? He's 3 laps out. And then who's the other all? That would be, there's just that one. Frank Harris, maybe just that one that's out. Yeah, we got 6 drivers, top 5. Yeah, so it's Frank's the only one. Everybody else is technically for position, but Wes, we all know they're not trying to pass each other.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Hey, something we haven't done in a while is go to commercial break. So what we will do is we have the capability now to go side by side. You're not going to miss any of the action. If something breaks loose, breaking news, we'll come back and give it to you. But we will go side by side as we are ready for the second half, the final race of the regular season. This is Talladega. We're back with more in a moment.
Hi, welcome to Day Motorsports. Come on, check out what we got.
Thank you for keeping Day Motorsports in business for over 50 years.
You've probably seen us all over the racing world and doing a lot of racing designs for events and race teams, but we also do a lot of stuff from small boutiques in small cities all the way up to Fortune 500 companies. Your brand deserves to be seen. We print on more than just shirts, hats, jackets, bags, and much, much more. Custom corporate branding starts here.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland, the voice of the Northwest Racing iRacing series on LSRTV and proudly again on the Community Radio Network. As always, we're excited for another season of the best iRacing Pacific drivers of the Northwest putting on a show that you all enjoy every Monday night. Join us also on LSRTV or listen on the Community Radio Network at wearecrn.com. The power of radio to the imagination of the listener, iRacing style, CRN, LSRTV for the Northwest Racing Series.
Here we are, folks. We have arrived at the legendary Boot Hill Speedway. $30,000 hangs in the balance this weekend.
The most I've ever raced for is $1,000, and this is $29,000 more than that.
Typically, one of these races pays $750 to $1,000 a win weekly. This race pays $1,000 just to start the event.
I don't even know how to put it in words, really. We've never raced for this much money.
It's the biggest factory stock race of the year.
We're leading the points back at home, and we walked away from that just to come out here and race for stuff like this.
They have the saying, if you want to race, the hill's the place, and there's a reason for that.
They can get all the way up on the fence or right around all the tires.
The competition it's insane. There's some really, really fast people there.
I looked it over last night. I think there's 16 different reigning track champions.
You you're not gonna find anything better than what you're gonna find in the A feature here.
So you can kind of drive in really hard and just kind of roll up against the concrete wall and just kind of get a good run off.
This is my dream, to go off racing, go on tours. So just being here and trying to get my name out there means a lot.
I just love racing. I mean, if you love it, go chase your dream and just don't give up, because anything can happen.
Welcome back to Talladega Super Speedway. We are heading towards 40 laps to go, and after that long green flag run that continues, as Jeremy predicted, we got a feeling green flag pit stops will be hanging in the balance in a matter of moments. Jeremy Stanley, Wesley Outland, Charles Wooten here with you as we roll into the final race of the regular season. Remember, we are off next Monday night. We come back for the playoffs on August 11th. The question is now, Jeremy, when do they come down to the pit lane? And my question for you is, do you think this will be the money stop as well?
Yes. Well, for the guys who have to pit first, who like to not pit on that very first caution early on in the race, they are most likely going to have to extend it to one extra pit stop. I'm thinking the guys who came down third or fourth, just about 5 laps later, they're going to be good. I think they're going to extend it to easy lap 70. This is this first round of stops. I don't know. We have to wait to see if they pit before I can say yes or no for sure on those guys, which is about 7 of them. Everybody else, yes, they're going to be good for the last stop here whenever they do come down pit road.
Well, we will certainly see what happens. As we mentioned, it's going to be a matter of moments now. Jeremy, what have you been watching so far in this race? I mean, it's been kind of a quiet race since that one little caution that we had whenever it started around lap number 20 or so. But other than that, it's been a fairly calm event.
Yeah, I just been watching mainly the speed of the front pack versus the second pack. Which easier to screen, it's going up to 15.5 seconds. So. In another laps, they backed up by a good chunk of time, so it's been hard to manage that. Outside of that, it's just been the race to see if anyone makes any moves.
Obviously, just kind of continuing to watch them work their way again with Kevin Smith in the lead. Here he comes again off of turn number 4, showing no signs of pitting yet. And Jeremy, I would think the smart thing would be, we are seeing guys in the back pit, right? We're seeing behind the top 10, Stephen Paulison, Stephen Bartlett, Toby Ritters, Jeff Stabdown, Christopher White. Now they're coming down pit lane. But when do these 7-8 trucks in the top of the litter come to the pit lane? When do we see this? And does Kevin Smith cause everybody to force their hand and follow him on pit lane when he pits? What do you think?
Well, looks like their first pit stop came on lap 33. So, next lap is identical to that in time, so 66. Here they come. That was going to basically answer my question.
Here we go.
Team Bomb Speed. They're in 1, 2, 3, 3 wide entrance. Very clean.
Yes, sir. They are coming down pit lane. Well, we wondered when we were going to see it, and now we are seeing it, Jeremy. Pit stop time is here they come. They left Tyler King now is the new leader. Paul Newton, Kynes, Johnson, Lowther, the new top 5 as Bloom, Smith, and Moore, all for Win Racing. Come down pit lane. They're going to leave pit lane in unison, or that's the plan. Waiting on you, Smith. And now they all will get into a tandem with one another. And Jeremy, I got a feeling now we're going to see King and Newton and all these other guys come down to the pit lane. Remember also, they cannot come back onto the racetrack until they commit to the blend line cone on the back straightaway. Once they hit that cone, the blue cone, entering turn 2 onto the back stretch, then you're allowed to climb onto the banking again. But you can't do it until right about now.
iRacing is very strict on that. It is a solid line of code, black and white, and there's no gray area. If you cross it, you're done. You're getting that black flag to come through for a pass and go. And so, it's there for a reason. It's for the driver's safeties. We don't want Kevin LePage back in the field. We know what Kevin LePage and Talladega has in common. It's not good. But Tyler King leading the way right now. Paul Newton, Chris Kynes, Brett Johnson, and Dan Lowther. The top 5 as they now start to cycle through. So everybody else at this point, this is the money stop.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you, man. I do think this is the money stop right here. If you can make this pit stop, you can go to the finish. A very quiet race, though, tonight for Talladega, though, Jeremy, in standards of the past. What do you think? I mean, and these green flag pit stops just sticking everybody all around the racetrack in separation is not helping the outcome of possibly anything changing for the better.
Yeah, no. Very, very quiet race. I was kind of actually surprised when we loaded up here tonight to qualifying and start talking. And I look over, I'm like, 22 entries, really? Usually Talladega's a full field, 30 plus, and that's what I kind of expected. So to have a more quiet race with a lower number actually makes sense to me. But the amount of spacing these guys have produced, plus the incidents on pit road, have really just widened out this entire field.
Very quiet race. Hey, there you go. Big race coming up on Race On. The Super Tax 600. 300 laps one night, 300 laps the next night. Everyone races. Now that is what formerly was known as the Lone Star 600, right, Charles? And it is now moving to somewhere else. I don't know what track. Rocket Raceway Park. There you go.
It's a fun track, man.
Rocket Raceway Park. There you go. Collect the whole set.
Collect the set. Want my regular kit of this track, complete with grandstands. That'd be a fun build.
Yeah, bring the kids, have fun, enjoy it, love life.
Comes with a magnetic sand to fill in the dirt. Build the cushion up. It's a whole set. You're absolutely right there, so.
A quiet race tonight here at Talladega as we move into the final 30 laps of this event. Tyler King in the lead, Paul Newton in second. You are watching Josh Childress and Chris Kynes. So listen to this. Josh Childress is a lap down. He's in front of Chris Kynes, who is the third place truck. You want to talk about it be all discombobulated. That's exactly what we have right now, Jeremy. The third place truck is not even in the sights of the leader, Tyler King or Paul Newton, or now coming down pit road. Now Chris Kynes, who you see right there that was in third, will now be the new leader as they work through the tri-oval.
It looks like clean entry. I don't hear any reports of black flags this time through, so final pit stop happening for the 21. It looks like fuel only. Do not see the jack going up on that Ford F-150. But this is a long fuel hold. There we go. Finally released about 8 seconds in. Out on his way. Does he have any draft partners? That's going to be the ultimate question. On this camera angle, it says no. Paul Newton, rather, he's there. But Tyler King's going to have to lift if he wants to have 27. That's about 4 second gap. That's too much to let go. So that's actually going to break his chance of doing anything.
Yeah, look at that. Now Chris Kynes having the opportunity to lead. How cool is that, Jeremy? Chris Kynes, I don't think he's ever won in this series before. Could it happen tonight, right now?
Chris Kynes coming with 2 top 10s, no top 5s.
Yeah.
20th place in points.
No wins. No wins. He's got no wins, no top 5s, 11 top 10s in his career. And now here comes more drivers coming in. Closing in on 25 to go. 3/4 of the race complete at Talladega. And now the money stop for them.
Clean entry through. We're going to focus on Dan Lowther right now in the 63. Hitting the box for the final time this race.
And if it just wasn't bad enough for Josh Childress, who was 1 lap down and now pitting, it has now gone from bad to worse, Jeremy. Josh Childress, another penalty, too fast, entering pit lane for the 39.
Josh, wow, what are you doing? You cooked it so hard the first time. I'd be kind of curious if he overcooked it again or if he just barely missed the mark, but either way. 39, hold, 40 seconds. Once more, just gonna put salt to the wound.
Understanding Dan Lowther has been given a black flag. Wow.
No. Dan Lowther. Sorry, McKenzie. He is too fast exiting. That is a comeback down pit road, and I want to say that's a stop and go, if I'm not mistaken. Pass through a minimum, though. So this will put him. Wow. A lap and a half, and then after having no draft, you're probably going to go 2 laps down here and then back down pit road. There he goes.
What heartbreak. And the bad luck continues for many drivers as we near the home stretch of this one.
So there's a hold. I know too fast entering requires a 40-second hold. So maybe the same thing applies on exit.
So all the green flag pit stops, for the most part, have subsided. We now set ourselves to the finish of the race. And as I continue to look at the scoring ticker and the track map, and I don't know if there's a way that Charles can pop that up on the screen for our audience. I don't know if that's a way of showing it. But Jeremy, if you're looking at what we are on SDK, you now have got where we had 3 packs at one time. Now you've got 7 separate groups of traffic working around the racetrack. It literally separated them even more.
Pit stops have a funny thing of that, don't they? Not everyone hits the exact same marks, and sometimes things get mixed up, or you get pit penalties, or you accidentally take 2 tires when you're supposed to do gas only. So many different minor things like that can just create separation in the field, and you're seeing it. Look at that, just in your top 10, you almost go from leader to almost 2 laps down, so a lot of variances.
Let's see the race summary real quickly if we can. The race summary tonight. And it's been a quiet one. 1 caution for 3 caution laps. 8 lead changes. You know, Jeremy, even the lead changes have not been chaotic like we've seen in the past as well here in Talladega.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's been bomb speed all the way through and through on this thing. Complete domination running the inside lane when they can, which has been all night long. And since they're the only group of trucks that have been really tightly niched, it's paying off well and keeping the stats and everything much slower than expected.
Hey, I think Charles Holmes got a report from pit road. Let's give it to him real quickly. Charles, what you got, boss?
Well, first off, thanks, but I'm not in pit road. I'm in the concession stand.
Okay.
But I was just informed I knew we lost John Ottenbacher and Jeff Stabnow a while back, but there was no wreck, no caution, so I didn't know what happened. Come to find out, we got a report of extreme storms in the excess of 1 inch plus size hail that ended up taking the internet and power out for John Ottenbacher and Jeff Stabnow.
That is in Billings, Montana, by the way, if you didn't know. Billings, Montana. Well, there you go. Could we see Jeremy possibly? Jeff Stabnow, John Ottenbacher miss the playoffs because they can't finish the race because of the weather. I can tell you this much. John Ottenbacher was the number 16 seed. Jeff Stabnow was number 14 coming into tonight's race. The plot thickens.
Let's just start up conspiracy theories and let's figure it out. So it is okay. So between the inside driver, John Ottenbacher, he's 163 back. Dana Rogers, the first one outside, was 20 points outside of that. It would be 22 drivers in this field. I think just that separation alone between those two, I think it's going to lock in everyone up top of the 16 mark unless you pick up a checkered flag, which right now is not on this application. You never know. But I'm going to say almost certainly that no, there's going to be no position flop between 16th and 17th when it comes to points alone.
So you think Stabnow and Ottenbacher should be okay?
In theory. In theory, I think they're going to be okay.
In theory.
You can't be 100% until this thing's all said and done, right? Like you can drop an F-bomb and be kicked out. Who knows, right? But in theory, on this track, I feel pretty safe at this time. It's going to be okay.
Under 20 to go. Yeah, there is 2 drop races. Yeah.
I That's true.
I'm
Going
looking.
race
I'm going to look in the
16.
rule book. I'm trying to actually look it up real quick because they gave me a download of the rule book. I'm trying to look and see if I can find it.
He said to those while he looks to describe how the drops work is you take your two, if the case if it's two, your two worst races of the season, and poof, they're gone. You don't count.
Yeah.
So right now, 16th place John Ottenbacher has made 12 starts, and 17th has also made 12 starts in the run. So their two worst races are obviously the ones they did not attend, and they watched. So they're going to be safe there. The only one that would matter is Jeff Stabnow and Frank Harris. They're 14th and 15th.
Right.
They've started every race. They've started all 15 minus and 16 tonight, so they have points that'll be gone. That they did accumulate. So does that not come out? So yeah, that's something I can't even calculate for right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up this information here because they gave me a Northwest, if you will, box, or yeah, when the season started. My apologies. I'm just trying to track it down and click on it because it'll give all the details on it. So I'm trying to find the download, Charles. That's what I'm trying to do.
We're digging over here. We're going through pages. I found some points. Because we have 16 laps to go. Everyone's single file except for a couple drivers on the outside here in this growing pack.
Yes, sir.
10 trucks in here, 2 on the outside, 8 on the bottom. So just having a little bit of more.
Could we see a late race caution? That will be very interesting to see. Will that take place? Could that change the entire scenario of anything that we've watched so far in this race?
The first side-by-side in a long time, so there's always a little room for error, I suppose. The track's also 5 trucks wide, so there's also that. Now remains. I mean, the wreck's going to have to come from just kind of what we saw early on. Bad follow, misjudgment of the bumper placement, and off she goes.
Such an absolutely quiet night tonight. Very different, Jeremy, than the standards of what we've seen in the past with this series, with this league. And, you know, big kudos to these guys for putting on obviously a very good race.
They have a points dedication specifically for season 12. There's nothing mentioned, at least in the rule, that says there's 16 drivers across 4 rounds.
There are 3 drop races in the season. There you go. Because if you remember, ARCA's not even having a playoff or anything. It's going to be like an old school Winston Cup or ARCA Series points thing, if you will, Jeremy. There's no playoffs. There's no anything like that. Whoever's at the top at the end of the season wins the ARCA championship. Now for the trucks, that's a different story. 13 to go, 12 to go when they come to the line this time, by the way, also.
So even for 16th and 17th place in the points, John Ottenbacher, Dana Rogers, that's your separation between in or out. They have 12 starts. That's just -3 from the overall start count before tonight. So they're still right there. They have 3 washes and there's 3 drops. So it's the ones right above. 14th, 13th have made every single race. How far down the podium do they fall once the races are eliminated from what they've done? Almost seems unfair, Wes. Rules are rules. You have 3 races gone. The guys who showed up every single week, they lose points. The guys who skipped out don't get to miss anything. Took the fat 0. They had the day off. Still that's what it's built for. It's the virtual world. It's not. You're not getting paid to do this. Well, at the end of the day, do make the most sense being late on a weekday night. You expect everyone to show up like they're being paid employees at 9, 10 p.m. on a Monday night.
Yeah. Very true about that, as we are now heading to 10 to go. Come to the line this time by. This will be 10 remaining. Tyler King now in the lead. Jeremy, I think we're pretty dead set on knowing that nobody has to come down pit road. At least I don't think they have to. I think they can go the distance.
Even if a caution flies, it should be all right. The combination, at least Ryan Bloom, Dennis Moore, and Kevin Smith, they pit on laps 33 and 66. That would equal about 99 would be their furthest point. So if they are running on fumes on lap 33 and 66, we are not going to look as good coming to line for that 1 extra lap. So that'd be fun. And that's partly why they're not up at the front right now. Maybe there's some draft on the nose this time around. Maybe extend that 1 extra lap.
Nine to go. Under 10 remaining. Very quickly, we're going to pause for 10 seconds of station identification. If you're listening on the radio, on CRN, the finish from Talladega on deck next when we return.
WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
Back here at Talladega, the field works their way, coming down to the line. It'll be 8 laps to go. And believe it or not, Jeremy Stanley, some drivers are pitting. Ryan Bloom, Dennis Moore, they're coming down pit lane.
They could not make it. I was just talking about them before that little identification there for CRM that they're going to be riding fumes. But I guess they decided it's not worth pushing it. I thought they could have gone to 99, 100, but that's odd. They came down a little earlier than I would expect if they were going to run short, but I guess if your mind's set, might as well just get over with it. But they're going to lose that big pack there that they just pulled out of.
Back on track now. Tyler King in the lead. Paul Newton right behind him. Look at this. Everybody is coming down pit lane. Boy, we must have miscalculated because I thought they were going to be able to go to the finish. They can't. This is going to be crazy. Talladega Super Speedway, the home of chaos, mayhem, destruction. The big one might come down, Jeremy Stanley, to a friggin' fuel mileage race here at the end of this thing here with 7 to go.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out this timing now. So your front runners is Tyler King. He last pitted Wes on lap 71. So he can make it 29 laps. So, all right, this changes everything. Tyler King might be able to actually sneak one out. Or Paul Newton in this 27.
By the way, Tyler King has
Smith
1
probably
win.
cannot.
Paul Newton has 2 wins this year.
Kevin Smith pit on lap 65. That was with his teammates. He's not going to be able to do it, but he's still in this pack. He's got hope. His teammates are wrong, and then he is going to be up front in the top 5. Chris Kynes, Brett Johnson. So really 4 trucks in this pack right now in the front.
And Jeremy, you know who we're missing tonight? I just realized it, Jeremy. You know who we're missing tonight? Dan West Jr., Devin West. They're not here. Brett Johnson not here. Well, actually, Johnson's in 5th. But I do know Dan West Jr. And yeah, and that's what I was going to say. Regardless of them not being here tonight, they're locked in. So,
freebie, man. So you know what? We're good. We've met all the minimum requirement. Just cross the flag.
They'll be coming to 5 to go now. This time by 5 remaining. Tyler King in the lead. He's got Childress a lap down in front of him again. There is Newton. Kevin Smith, 3 trucks back. He's in 3rd as they work the back straightaway again. And when are we going to start seeing the snaking going on to try to get around this guy? King for the win here, Jeremy. They're in 3.
Pass him right here in the middle, 3 and 4 on the outside. No late call. Man, the 39 went to go high. Ryan Lee made the last second decision to then go high. Kind of shuffle him up a little bit. So there's the sneak. He flipped it off for 3 and 4. And 4 laps remaining. Line. The 39 not for the race lead. He is just resting himself in front of the main pack. Kevin Smith is the only questionable one, that 00. Can he go the distance unlike his teammates?
This is unbelievable.
Having his own commentary, not live on the radio.
We are live on the radio, yes, sir.
It's the first time his voice has ever been on the radio. He said, "I'm on." Listen to Charles go. Breaking boundaries.
To the end, 3 to go. I'm tolerating you. There's a big difference.
The truth. The truth.
We are entertaining our listeners. Yeah, I tell people you need to listen to the radio feed better than the TV feed because you always, make it interesting for sure. Yeah. The man, the myth, the legend, Charles Wheaton, when he's on the case. It's a different world, for sure. What? Ready to finish this one out here. Jeremy, do you think anybody's going to come to pit lane? You think Newton's going to try to go after it with King? Here we go. He's right there behind him. And look at Kevin Smith now. He's in third. Johnson right there in tow, man. Somebody's got to make
the only questionable one in here. We're going to get this CRN 1 lap remaining. 2.5 miles.
Somebody's got to make a move. Somebody's got to make a move here. The CRN 1 to go. The final lap around. Come on, Jeremy. Who's going to be on the other side? Who's going to battle here? Nobody's going after King.
Yeah, the top 2 on the outside are not for position, so this is kind of throttling what's going on right now. Does the 27 go to the top? He wants to. He's got Kevin Smith.
Oh, no.
Puts the block on. Kevin's going to try to go 3 wide. Gets blocked by the lap down trucks.
Yep, he's boxed in, bud. Look at this, Childress. He gets boxed. He's blocked by Lowther. Here comes now the field coming to the line. Now Paul Newton sees some daylight. Can he go up the middle? He cannot. Hutchinson pushing the 21 to the victory. It is Tyler King over Paul Newton. Paul Newton might have waited a little too late, Jeremy, to try to push to get around the 21. The 91 of Scott Hutchinson helped King on the inside. And for Tyler King, he will pick up the win, and it will be his second win of the year.
Yeah, great job there by the 21. Second win of the year means no surprise points from someone lurking outside the top 16 to sneak in with a win. But man, I'd be upset if I was the 27 of Paulison, the 00 Kevin Smith, to have the 2 lap down trucks. Technically can be there, but man, if they weren't, then they'd put the leaders side by side. But at the end of the day, the 21 Tyler King gets the job done for the second time this year.
Tyler King gets the victory, man. It'll be, again, his second win. He's getting ready to burn it down and celebrate. We are awaiting anxiously what the points tally will be like of what 16 drivers have sealed their fate. But first, as always, probably the most exciting thing of the night, it's time for the Northwest High Five Salute, Jeremy, as we finally get to see some destruction here at Talladega. It's just a long way around the track to get to them.
Yeah, they're building that speed up, man. Keep that truck still when they fly by. There we go.
There you go.
Dennis Moore.
Only fitting that the points leader puts in the first kill shot.
Anybody else now? Come on down. Oh, there's second place
There's
finisher.
Paul Newton celebrating there with Tyler King. Any other takers? Anybody brave enough?
Twosome still large on the outside, trying to get all the speed they
Here
can.
they
Oh
come.
my gosh! On the inside, they just destroyed somebody.
You missed your target there. I'm sorry, you missed your target.
Wrong truck. He went for the truck doing the burnout though, so that makes sense, right?
You'll see my partner. That's your target. Protect him. All right, come on, Ryan Bloom.
Wow, Toby. What impact. Kaboom! Toby gets jacked up. 21 remains untouched.
Oh, well.
That's kind of impressive.
Let the celebration begin. Here's a look at the results tonight. There it is, Tyler King picking up the victory, ladies and gentlemen, over Paul Newton. Kevin Smith will finish third. We'll grab those drivers on the podium in a moment. Brett Johnson fourth. Chris Kynes, your top 5. Dennis Moore, Scott Hutchinson a lap down in 7th. Only 6 trucks on the lead lap. Ryan Bloom, Roy Grande, Josh Childress, all a lap down. And Jeremy Stanley, what I have to say, is the most unique, weirdest Talladega event I think I've ever covered on iRacing.
Yeah, I agree. That was very interesting. We'll recap that with final thoughts. But Dan Lowther, 11th. Stephen Bartlett, 12th. Frank Harris, 13th. Toby Ritter's P14. Stephen Paulson in 15th. Sean Brightsman, 16th. Jeff Stabnow, 17th. John Ottenbacher, 18th. Robert Campbell Jr., 19th. Christopher White rounds out the top 20. And then Troy Daggett and Corey Elkelberger round out tonight's 22 truck race at Talladega.
A very quiet race, 1 caution only. The field will be set for the playoffs whenever we sign off tonight. The question is a matter of who. That's the big question right now. Jeremy, your final take of Talladega, my friend. Always a pleasure working with you. We will find out what that verdict will be here very soon. And obviously, man, I will hear back from you until next Thursday night.
Yeah, it'll be a week and a half, man. So enjoy that. But we'll be on the texties for sure. But yeah, final thoughts, like you said, is just very, very weird, strange race. Low car count in comparison to what we saw at Daytona and early on in the season. A lot of pit road wrecks, but not a lot of on-track wrecks. So that part was also kind of weird. But at the end of the day, the race winner was, we thought it was one group of trucks. Turns out, no, they were going to be short. So then it threw us another curveball, which Talladega's typically good at. But yeah, very strange way to end the regular season.
Well, that is Jeremy Stanley. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to step away. When we come back, we are going to speak to the top 3 drivers. And hopefully, by the end of the broadcast, we will be able to unveil who the 16 are that are going to the playoffs as well. Stay with us. We're back in a moment. Welcome back to Talladega. We have finished the regular season. By the time we log off tonight, we should know who the 16 drivers are that'll be making a quest for the Season 12 championship for the Northwest Racing Series trucks after today's event at Talladega. And we go down to Victory Lane and join Tyler King. Tyler, a former champion. He won the title back in 2022, his 2nd win of the season. And it feels like, Tyler, as we push towards the playoffs, your truck, your momentum might be in the top ladder. You're taking tonight's race. A very quiet Talladega, wasn't it? But congratulations.
Great to talk to you again. 2 weeks in a row. Like, what the heck is going on? Martinsville to Talladega, shortest track to the biggest track, and ending up on top. It's crazy. I'm happy to be here.
Man, how does it feel just to know that you won last week at Martinsville, but now you turn around and you get this one here at Talladega and literally carrying a lot of momentum, if you will, into the week off, heading to the playoffs in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, I had a positive attitude, I felt like I was going to win Martinsville last week, even though I was terrible, and I'm terrible at Martinsville. We got it done. We got lucky that time. today everything kind of fell in our strategy, or fell into our hand, right? That yellow flag at the beginning was like right at the cusp. It's like, okay, we got to pit, get loaded up full of fuel, then we don't have to worry about saving fuel the rest of the race. And then, yeah, Paul and I were really fast. He could push the hell out of me. And we were able to catch up to the Win Racing boys after that first yellow and just latched onto them, hung out, and pushed real hard once they went in and maintained our distance, tried not to lose too much. And then we totally fumbled the ball going into the pits. I tried to key up to let everybody know we were pitting, and I hit the clutch, panicked, hit the ignition, shut the engine off, managed to recover and get it fired back up, and then Paul slid through the box just a little bit there, and we got separated by 4 seconds. And just fight or flight. I was like, well, I just got to back up to Paul and hope, knowing that these guys in front of us couldn't make it. We didn't think they could make it. And so I just fell back to him so we could maintain our distance, and then we ended up catching up to him because they're saving so much. And then, yeah, everything worked out. Kevin coming through there at the last lap, last corner, scared the hell out of us. We were shocked that he made it that far, and he had such a huge run. It was insane, but happy we could bring Beaver State Racing across the line 1-2 side by side for the W.
Gotta ask you one final question, and please thank your sponsors, man. What was your take of Talladega? Why do you think it was so quiet tonight? I think that's the only word I could use for it. Definitely not the chaos, mayhem, or calamity that Talladega provides.
Well, in the Northwest League, we tend to struggle at Daytona. It's a little bit narrower track. We crash a lot there. Historically at Talladega, though, we are pretty clean and green. We did, 1 or 2 green flag runs, and there might be there's usually a late race yellow that kind of bunches us all back together, and chaos might ensue. But same thing that happened with us last year is me and Stefan. We were in a great position. We were running with the LSRTV guys, and I thought we had them covered, and there was a yellow flag late, and it kind of messed that up. But only 22 cars tonight, so I figured we were going to be pretty clean. So it was a fuel strategy kind of night, and thankfully it worked out for us at our Beaver State Racing, and happy to get the win in our special paint scheme honoring the Iron Men, those of Iron who won the 1933 Rose Bowl game. Want to thank Nicole Bryan and Paul for pushing me the entire race, and I'm super happy for getting 1-2 on this one. Thanks, guys.
Well, there you go. Well, we'll see what happens in 2 weeks, man. Good luck in the playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2022 champion, Tyler King. He is moving into the postseason. He wins his second back-to-back win. Martinsville, the short track half mile, and Talladega, the big track here tonight as we close out the regular season. Let's grab now the road course king, Paul Newton. Paul was doing everything he could to try to get in there and push for that spot. He does have 2 wins on the year, however. Paul, you ready for the playoffs? And obviously, I got to ask you, do you feel like maybe you went a little too late when you pushed out a line to try to get around Tyler King? Do you feel like if maybe, if you would have maybe went a little earlier, you might be the guy we were going to be talking to in victory lane? But nonetheless, good job on the podium finish.
Yeah, thanks. I don't know about that last lap. We had so many lap down cars in there. I didn't want to do something stupid and make a move, get into one of those guys and take out the whole team. It was all about the team effort today. The Beaver State Racing coming home 1-2 side by side was really cool. We had the right strategy all night. We had some adversity with, like Tyler said, with that bungled green flag pit stop, but we put it all together. So tonight was just awesome.
I'll tell you what, man, it looked like everything definitely worked its way for you, bud. What's your take of just, carrying this momentum now, heading to the playoffs? You're going to be one of the 16 drivers. We know that, but what's the season been like for you, especially for somebody that we usually talk to that does really, really well on the road courses?
Well, unfortunately, we don't have any more road courses, so
That's right.
It's all about practicing for those ovals now. It's kind of been a up and down season for me, but we've had speed, and I know I can put it all together, and I hope that I can make it to that Final Four and just see what happens.
Well, buddy, before we let you go, man, please thank your sponsors, and we will see you in about 10 days or so for the first playoff race.
Great, I'll be there. Thanks to Paul Newton Design, Trading Paints. I want to thank my teammate Tyler at Beaver State Racing. We had him totally covered all night. I want to say I'm impressed by Kevin's great fuel save there. That was really impressive for him to just show up on the last lap. That was very unexpected. And so I want to thank LSRTV and Northwest Racing Series. Thanks, everybody.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the thoughts of the driver of Mr. Paul Newton, the PM Newton, Paul Newton Designs, number 27 Ford. And let's grab now a man that'll finish third, and Win Racing's got a lot of momentum going into the playoffs as well. This driver, ready, 00, Kevin Smith. Kevin, I was saying that you were on the road to look for your if you will, 10th career win. That came up short. However, I do got to say, man, big props to you, sir. 50th top 5 and your 100th top 10 finish here tonight at Talladega.
Well, thank you. That's pretty cool. I had no idea those milestones were coming up, so that's pretty awesome.
Well, your take of tonight, very quiet night, very different than usual, wasn't it?
It was. We made our strategy early. We wanted to stay out front. Typically these are pretty wild, and we want to just be out front, kind of control the race. So with that first caution, we didn't think that'd be the last one. We thought there'd be other cautions, so we stayed out and fuel up. Obviously, that wasn't the right call, but man, we got within. I got within probably. I don't know. I ran out coming to the stripe. My teammates were 1 or 2 laps shy. I just was a product of being third in line, actually, because I was the worst going in and out of pit road. I was last in line coming off of pit road, and I was the one that benefits of being up here. Otherwise, we could barely. Ryan or Dennis just milking the fuel, like I did there at the end. But we had a lot of speed. I think we put 3 trucks in the top 4 in qualifying, and we really, if we had another lap or 2 of fuel, we really had the strategy there to kind of win. We just had to back it way down and let other people, get into the race and just trying to save. I think we're up 10 seconds on Tyler and Paul at one point, and just we just didn't have the fuel in it to be able to leg it, and run the pace we needed to run. So congrats to those guys. Fantastic to see those. Tyler get some wins this year, because he certainly deserves them. And just quiet. We were banking on some late race cautions, and we just didn't get them. So there you go.
Yeah, definitely a very quiet race. I got to ask you this question, by the way, though. Kevin, what's your take of where Win Racing has come when you created it, and now having a pretty good group of guys that you have fighting for the championship now? I mean, I know that there's that team camaraderie, but now it's got to be that, okay, now I've got to do what I got to do to see if Kevin Smith can be the Truck Series champion. I know you want to be a truck champion.
Yeah, so here's where I think we stand. I mean, you look at Dennis and Ryan. They finished 1-2 in the season points this year. I've, sneaked in the last 4 races with 3 top 3 finishes, and I think we're kind of hitting our stride. We're bringing fast setups and fast trucks to the track every week. I think we're gonna make a big splash in the playoffs. I know. Dennis and Ryan work super hard on making sure these trucks are flying on race day, and I just got to do my part so I can hold up my end of the bargain. But yeah, no, super happy with the team, super happy with where things are going. We added a teammate, Rudy, here recently. He's been super instrumental in helping us, make some strides. So yeah, definitely looking forward to the playoffs and getting this thing going.
Well, buddy, before we let you go, Kevin, please thank your sponsor, sir, and enjoy the break, right? I mean, you're off on this Thursday with ARCA. You don't come back until August 11th. So, I mean, it's going to be a stretch to work with the team and obviously get yourself ready for the round of 16, sir. Congrats. Before I let you go, please thank your sponsors.
Yeah, I just really want to thank Bomb Speed, Ryan, Dennis, and my teammates at Win Racing. Again, they put in a lot of work and are super dedicated to this deal, which shows up on race day. And I want to thank you guys. You guys just put on a heck of a broadcast. And I want to thank the series and the league, Sean and Jeff, great job with this league. The competition's always great. Again, thank Tyler and Paul for their great finish tonight, and we'll go get them here in a couple weeks at why technology. Yes.
And go take the dogs out because it sounds like they're ready to go outside, right?
Yeah, I got an active one. Thanks.
Thanks for your time, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, that, of course, is Mr. Kevin Smith, and that will wrap it up tonight. Now, before we go, I'm going to update it one more time and see if it has updated. It has officially updated. Ladies and gentlemen, before we go off the air, here are your 6. Do what, Charles? Well, you need to play it again. Here are your 16 drivers that will be making it into the playoffs beginning August 11th in the round of 16. The number 1 seed will be Dennis Moore. The number 2 seed is Ryan Bloom. The number 3 seed is Tyler King. You've heard Win Racing talk about them already. Number 4 seed, Devin West. Number 5 seed, Dan West Jr. The number 6 seed is Paul Newton. The number 7 seed is Christopher White. Sean Brightsman and others with wins are in, including Stephen Paulison. Drivers that do not have wins that are in the playoffs include Brett Johnson, Kevin Smith, Troy Daggett, Josh Childress, Frank Harris, Jeff Stabnow, and John Audenbacher. Those are your 16 drivers that will be fighting for the championship in the round of 16 in 2 weeks. For everybody at iRacing on LSRTV and CRN, the Northwest Racing Series, for Jeff Stabnow, Sean Brightsman, John Audenbacher, everybody involved on the Northwest Committee, for everybody at Rocket Media with Jeff Stabnow and Charles Wooten, for my color analyst, Jeremy Stanley, I am Wesley Outland. Good night. Enjoy your break. We'll see you August 11th for the playoffs, Season 12. The round of 16 begins then.